It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
And this just in, Shaquille O'Neal has decided to unretire. He'll be returning to the rap game. Oh, it's April Fool.
Oh, yeah.
We got him, Ernie. We got him.
I was gonna bring out my little iPod.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2K Sports presentation of the NBA, but the bad news is there is no basketball, there is no NBA. The game has been canceled. Ha ha! Happy April Fool's Day, baby! This is the NBA, and we've got a great one in store. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. It's getting noisy here in Charlotte for this Hornets home game. A team that's really searching for ways to win. They're presently in last place in the East.
Yeah, and remember, this is the second and final time these teams will see one another. So they're going to want to ensure things turn out a bit differently this time around. I expect them to be as aggressive as we've seen all season.
And maybe just more than wins and losses at stake. It could be pride. They'll be using everything in their arsenal to try and avoid the season sweep.
And the starting group for the Spurs. Medu is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Murray. Then it's DeRozan. And it's AI in at the 2. There's the feed to Aldridge. And yes, it's good.
Yeah, that's a great pass there. It takes great eyes and peripheral vision, but also some instinct and AI reading the floor that time.
Monk with the ball. AI picks him up. Now, here is Hernan Gomez. Tight defense on him. Coming down the stretch of the season, Brent, some teams have fallen out of contention. It must be hard for them to stay engaged when they know they're not going any further.
I don't think it's hard if you have the right player on your team, though. There's still got to be an approach of professionalism that starts with the way the coach conducts himself, continue to practice, continue to work, continue to draw out the best play from the veterans, but also the opportunity for the young guys to maybe play some minutes late in the season. So this is a lot about the character of your ball club that we're going to see here tonight when the team is struggling and not going to participate.
I would think these young players would just gobble up that opportunity too and just really relish the fact that they're going to start seeing some creditable minutes.
Yeah, if you've put in a lot of work for 6 months and not seen the floor, you want to go out there and show the coaches that some of that work has paid off and you're going to approach the game the right way. So the opportunity is right in front of them here.
Monk, the pass to Hernan Gomez. Parker kicks to Batum. Just 5 to shoot. Fires for 3.
And right now they're like a light switch in the off position. 1 of 5 so far. Not an ideal start.
DeRozan's shot is off.
No excuse for him not drilling that one there. The defense was nowhere to be found. Maybe could have taken a little more time.
AI outside. Tries from the block, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
That's good offense beating good defense, and you can be right up on AI, and it still doesn't make much of a difference.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. You take a look at the 76ers. Very strong season they've had, always at or near the top of the conference, and right now they're in first place in contention for that, exactly where they want to be as they close in on the postseason. And checking out Charlotte right now, quite a ways down below.
And I think for Charlotte, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
And you have to wonder just how different this team will look next season, from players to possibly coaches, maybe every level of the organization.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Parker kicks to Batum. He's off on that one, and it's the Spurs taking it the other way.
Got to get out his compass and just try to find himself right now and get himself going.
The execution on point, just terrific timing on these passes.
I really like the idea that his teammates are waiting until he's in great spots to finish off the possessions. Everything's working.
Here's Monk following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Back to Parker. Clock at 6. Over AI. Parker's shot is off. Looking at the last game for Charlotte, it was a loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia, and it's DeRozan missing.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
Nick Batum, a versatile swingman out of France, a solid shooter and able to create for himself and his teammates.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Biombo, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Lamb comes in for Monk, and it's Livingston in for Tony Parker. Bertanis, he's checked in for San Antonio. Derek White comes in for DeJounte Murray. Rejected by AI.
And that's AI saying, get that stuff out of here, sending it back.
DeRozan's shot is good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
There's 42 seconds left to play here in the first. Back to Livingston. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And that is one thing he does very well. His intensity on the glass helps lead to these high percentage putbacks for his team.
AI up top. He's covered by Livingston. That one goes in.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Lamb with the ball. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. The pass to Livingston. Over AI. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs. With their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be back with you shortly. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Chandler. Monk's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Sean Livingston. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Medu, he's checked in for Aldridge. DeRozan comes in for Walker. DeJounte Murray, he's checked in for Derek White. And AI is subbed in for Ricky Rubio. On the court for San Antonio, we've got Murray. He's out there with AI. Medu is out there with DeRozan. And it's Bertanis in at the 4 slot.
Right there, finishing through contact. That's the toughness that AI is bringing to the court here.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI, in their last time out against the Nets, put on a show. He ended up with 25 points and did his thing on the defensive end with a number of steals. The stat line was filled, and the whole league was talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. He lifted his game to an unreal level that night.
Yeah, he showed how dangerous he is when he's at his best. And, man, he'd love to keep that hot streak going here tonight.
Would you guys be surprised if he doesn't keep it going? I mean, the only way to follow up a game like that is with an even better one.
Here's DeRozan, and finished off by DeRozan.
It's contagious. Every guy on the team working to keep this streak alive.
It's so fun when you're rolling like this. You just want it to continue as long as possible. And right now, fingertips are ablaze.
Here's San Antonio now. They're rolling here with a 9-point run. Got that one up quick. DeRozan's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
Charlotte calls timeout.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside. And even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
Some changes for Charlotte. Batum comes in for Lamb, and it's Livingston in for Parker. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. Gomez kicks to Batum. Off the left rim and out.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride the...
No, that just happened.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
And that was an Unleash Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. Charlotte moving the ball around. Pass to Livingston. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. 8 seconds left in the first half. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Five seconds left in the first half. Here's AI, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Monk.
Well, when you ask why is AI so difficult to stop without fouling, it's because he has a number of ways to beat you. Shooting, moving without the ball, passing it. Very difficult to take everything away.
And so it's San Antonio closing out the quarter with a...
Thanks, Kevin. Tony, it's been a struggle offensively.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for... And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We're seeing a tremendous game from LaMarcus Aldridge.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really valued each possession.
Efficient so far with the shots that he's taken. His contributions have been fantastic.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Parker and Monk, that's their backcourt. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Gomez. And it's Batum in at the small forward position. AI passes to Medu. And the layup's good off the glass. Medu's got the first basket of the second half here for the Spurs. We have so many great point guards in the league right now, Brent. Which of them do you think does the best job of running the pick and roll?
I think Chris Paul still heads up the top of my list for pick and roll operators. He's so devastating and has been for his entire career in the mid-range, just settling in at the free throw line and popping shots that seem effortless, and he's able to knock it down. Steph Curry is still at the point guard position, does so many unique things, Kevin, playing without the basketball and setting screens away from the ball to open up teammates, which eventually gives him opportunities to shoot threes. So divergently different, those two, but two of my favorites to watch.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better, he's a phenomenal finisher.
No doubt. His success converting around the rim is largely due to the one thing he does better than most, and that is fly.
Here's Monk. That one drops for him. Monk's got 7 points.
Anytime Monk gets room to shoot especially inside. He's such a crafty guard who you want to see pulling the trigger from inside.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play. Yep, you're right. Finished hard with two hands on that stuff. Here's Monk. He has 7. They get a hand on it. Biombo up top. DeRozan defending. Monk, no one around him. Offline with his 3.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
And the Hornets making a change here. Chandler's checked in, then for the Spurs. Walker's checked in for Medu, and Derek White subbed in for Murray. Here's AI, and the jam by AI.
Yeah, it's felt like everything that he's doing is in great rhythm. AI so talented. Love to watch him play.
The Hornets have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. And the Hornets call time here. AI really making a difference here.
And they simply have no answer right now for what he's doing to them. He is making them pay.
Slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you want to play tough and want to hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the...
Charlotte making a switch here. Hernan Gomez kicks to Lamb. To the inside. Batum. Second chance effort. And the layup is up and in. And that's now 6 points for Lamb.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
And that one's good by Aldridge.
He's been on his A game, sinking good shots, and he's a huge reason why tonight they're winning.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Livingston finds Batum. Back to Livingston. 6 on the shot clock. Rejected by AI. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Forbes the pass to DeRozan, and it's in there. DeRozan's got 10.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Now Lamb. He has 6. Dishes it to Livingston. Unloads from 13. And down it goes just as the clock hits 0.
How about the timing and
so it's San Antonio holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the floor for San Antonio starting the 4th quarter. AI is out there with Murray. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Forbes in at the 3 spot. Parker with it. AI picks him up. Unloads from 13, and he can't bank that one in. Murray kicks to AI. Here's DeRozan. Basket is good. The assist from AI.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Livingston finds Batum. Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
One of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
No doubt. His success converting around the rim is largely due to the one thing he does better than most, and that is fly.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, and he's off to the races.
And a good decision on the move. Too often we see teams have this kind of opportunity and fail to convert.
Now here's Parker. He's guarded by AI. Hernan Gomez passes to Monk. Drills the elbow jumper.
And Monk is a good shooter from the mid-range. He's only going to get better the more he looks to shoot from there.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
So both teams making some changes here. Spurs leading by 23. AI outside. And the jam by AI.
Talk about aggression. AI making his presence felt at the 10.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Here's Munford. Pass to Monk. The three. Bertans grabs the board.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
AI left side. And AI with the stuff.
It's contagious. Every guy on the team working to keep this streak alive.
It's so fun when you're rolling like this. You just want it to continue as long as possible. And right now, fingertips are ablaze.
Here's Bertans, and he slams it one-handed.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Here's San Antonio now. They're on a 14-3 run. AI right side. And AI with the stuff.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And then there's the other team. Can't say that about them. Big gap in the recent field goal percentage between these two squads.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Spurs.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And words can hardly describe the way these guys have come out game after game after game and been dominant facing both conferences. When they hit the 72 win mark, we thought it couldn't continue. And when they rewrite the record books once more, we'll say, wow, we were glad we watched it all. What a team.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief two-gamer.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for AI.
And with the way he came out energized on the defensive end in particular, getting a hand on a lot of shots, that really got them rolling.
Outside Williams. Pass to Munford. And another steal for him. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
Here's AI. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching.
You're right. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Out to the right wing. Here's Monk. And again, the Hornets missing. AI outside. Doesn't go that time. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.